Alright, my name is Casey, and I'm gonna. Alright, so the first thing that I want to show you today is Gamcheon Culture Village in Gamcheon-dong, Saha District in Busan, in South Korea. Hopefully, you do that part already. The area is known for its layered streets, labyrinth-like alleys, and brightly painted houses. It has been restored in recent years by local artists from mostly Busan, I would assume, or Korea. I don't know. But this is far from being the only thing that I will show you today. Because today I want to showcase to you what most local would say is the most boring part of the city in Busan. Let's go to Saha-Gu. Like I said, most people refer to it as the most boring part of the city, but I kind of want to not necessarily disprove it because it's not completely wrong either. But there is things to do and visit, and I think that they are worth going to. So yeah. Yamchon village was built in the 1920s and 30s when the Busan city administration decided to relocate the working class a bit farther from the port while still having them not too far so they can provide labor, contributing to the growth of an ascetic religious community known as Tekukto. The fuck? Tekukto. Tekukto. The word is Tekukto. Culture Village has grown into one of Busan's most prominent tourist attractions since the public art renovation in 2009. It has insanely contributed to the tourism to the area because I'm assuming there was basically none until then. Village saw approximately 1.5 million visitors in 2015. And I don't have data in any more recent years, but I would assume that except COVID, it just keeps going up. I wonder when this shop opened. More than 300 homes in 2015 were emptied, which I guess by now is probably even more because that was 11 years ago. And most of them have been reconverted in either art galleries, shops, museum. I would guess mostly shops from what I can see when you go there. I didn't showcase much of that part of the area, but I do know that many tourists only go from there and walk the street and just look at the rest of the village from afar, which I think is not the best way to enjoy it at all. Like I did show it like that on the video because it's a good view, but I also feel like if you actually want to spend time and enjoy it, that's not what you should do because it's just full of tourist trap with a lot of gacha thing and whatever that you can get genuinely anywhere. Also, the area is referred to as the Machu Picchu of Busan, which I guess is because it's kind of layered like the Machu Picchu. Um, yeah. heard some conspiracy theory about people saying the Machu Picchu is stairs for giant people, and who knows? Maybe that's why, and because Busan has its own history with giants. Uh, 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 uh. Like I mentioned earlier, most people that I know here, which is a fair amount, I would say, that I've had the chance to talk about Saha with, which is not that fair amount, but still, all say the same thing, which is it's boring, there's nothing to do, it's just old people. That's a lot of places, to be fair. And yeah, there's just straight up nothing. And again, I don't beg to disagree too much because, again, every stereotype or opinion is somewhat based in reality, but I also have to say that it's not completely true. There is things to do, and that is what we're gonna do. Even though I haven't done everything, because I think it's good to give you some tidbits of like, come here, come here. A lot of the more popular area in Saha, you will see are, well, popular, quote unquote, except the tourist spots. It's either factories area or very residential area, or area that were probably really fun like 40 to 50 years ago. And sadly, we are not 40 to 50 years ago anymore. But I do think there's still a charm to it if you actually want to care and explore for that aspect of the culture here, of the local, well, the local culture. And again, as all of the bad things are said, it is also kind of the plan of the city to kind of rebrand and redo this whole area. And you can see very much if you go around it, like in older areas, there's a lot of demolition going on, a lot of construction going on, because, okay, there's a lot of plans with it, which I will mention later, but I feel like one thing at a time. Be patient. And again, the goal of the whole video is not to talk about just Gamchon Culture Village, it's about talking about all of Saha. Again, mixed varied opinion from the public, but I will show you that it ain't all so gray and bad. Hey, post filming clarity. I was gonna explain to you how the district is divided. Here's a map with other things. Next, let's touch some grass. The next place we're gonna go to is Ulsugdo Island. Ulsugdo Island is an habitat for illegal immigrant birds. Ulsugdo Island is an habitat for migratory bird that is inside Nakdong River from both sides, where there the water of Nakdong River and from the South Sea intersect, merge, and become quite intimate. It is widely known as Korea #1 sanctuary for migratory bird, and a few years ago, in the 1950s, it was also considered Asia's largest habitat for migratory birds. The location is a paradise for migratory bird looking for food for the winter, because the winter is cold. Brrr. It is highly recommended to begin your journey to Ulsugdo Island at the Nakdong Estuary Eco Center, where you can drop by the Ulsugdo Migratory Bird Park and enjoy various exhibitions of the ecological system of the Nakdong Estuary, if it's open. Penis. Okay, so beautiful, love it. Only thing is, it doesn't look like there's a way I can keep going this way, but there is. But I can't because it's closed. Yeah, they got a pretty weird bird here though. Second one I see. Look, a plane. When I filmed there, it was my first time going there, and genuinely, I was stunned by how beautiful it was. Yes, it was cherry blossom season, but still, even though it's peak season, I can only assume that it is always just so stunning. If you're looking for good nature while you're here, go there. Genuine 10 out of 10. Just make sure you go on the right day, because it's not so much a 10 out of 10 if you can see it. Alright, for the next part, I have some very badly filmed footage, or rather, I filmed it vertically instead of horizontally. So maybe I'll include it. I try to include some, but we will see. Next part! Now we are heading to Janglimeko Park and then the port. So, first off is the Janglimeko Park. It is a very beautiful park. I would say it feels odd. Okay, you have this whole okay, I'll do it like that factory area, and it spreads everywhere about the and pretty much what is gonna become the Busan Smart Valley eventually. Point is, it's really beautiful. It is a genuinely very pretty place. I would say it's not necessarily worth going there just for that, but next up, which makes it much more worth it, is the Jangnam Port. One way to see it is if I took Ursuk the Island with my hand and just like a little bit of it and just put it in the middle of the factory area. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah. So very different, right? Compared to the last area, like I said, it is an insane change, and yet I can still see all of it. But yeah, and we're here like in just Swampish Echo Park, which is really nice, by the way. It is not the whole place that I want to show here, but it is half of it. I won't go and show 100% of it because it's not that much of a long walk, but I've walked enough today. So next is Jiangnim Port. Jiangnim Port is getting momentum as a trending place in Busan, mostly through word of mouth and social media. And I kind of get it because most people that I've told about this place never heard of it, even a lot of local who do live not too far from there. And it is understandable because it is not even on the Saha district tourist places uh, page, which is my source for a lot of that. Where's the chicken here? Mm, after verification, yes, I was right. Of course I am. Yeah, so Jiangling Port, which is genuinely so beautiful, especially at night. They light up this bridge and it becomes even more beautiful, but it's also night, so there's not a lot of people. I feel like this is really just such a nice place to come to, but especially if you live here already. This is really nice, and I feel like in summer it must be pretty cool because you can see all these houses over there that are not actual houses. It's kind of like a market day. Yeah, I guess. Hell yeah. Pipes and metal. Because of the colorful houses and the tiny boat, well, tiny, they're not that small, but the tiny boat that are there everywhere, it kind of reminds people of Venice Murano Island, which is why it is kind of nicknamed Buneja, which is also the name of the building with the view there. Anyway, so Buneja, Busan, Venezia, and the area host, well, boats, obviously. Also a few cafe and just very chill spots where you can just sit down and relax with a bit of nature nearby, which is not that much, but really beautiful views, which are, in my opinion, worth seeing if you're around the area. And since it's on the way to Amisan Observatory, which we're gonna see later, and Dadepo Beach, if you are ready to just take a long stroll along Nakdong River, I think it is a stop that is very much worth it. I like those trees, wherever they are. Can I just like go there? We'll find out. Just like many area that we are going to cover soon, it is also much better to just visit at sunset because it's genuinely super beautiful. I did not during the video, but I do have some picture, I believe. If so, whoop, the view are there every season, every year. But if you actually wanted to feel somewhat alive, I would recommend to go during summers because the first time I went was during winter when I found it by complete accident. And yeah, it still looks very pretty, but there is not. All right. So I mentioned earlier Saha plans and reason for modernization. So the upcoming segment is to feed you a little more on that. You hungry? So one of the reasons is Saha prime location and planned robust transportation network that will give it a really big competitive edge. The district is set to play a crucial role in the maritime industry with the creation of the marine biocluster. But what you might be wondering is what transport? What marine biocluster? Because to be fair, I feel like a lot of people are not even informed about it. So first off is everything surrounding pretty much the Gadekdo new airport. With the Gadekdo new airport will be a new railway system called the BooTX, which is certainly a name for Busan, and TX, Transport Express, something, I don't know. It's and it will, yes, start from Gadekdo Island up the way all the way to Gijang, which is a lot. And it is, from what I read, planned to be able to do the whole thing within 30 minutes, which is very fast. And one of the prime places it will stop is Hadan Station, which is pretty much what a lot of the focus of the development in Saha is gonna be around. Including this is the opening of Line 5 of the Busan subway system. The major reason for it is, I mean, a lot of the planned development with Saha is also planned development for Gangsogu. So the point of Line 5 is to connect from Sasang to Hadan and all the way to Noksan Station, which is not too far from the bridge before Gadekdo Island. Gadekdo. The line connecting Sasang to Hadan is supposed to be completed this year. We will see about that. But the rest of it from Hadan to Noksan is supposed to be around 2030, 2032. One of the main reasons for this is just both the government, like the country government and Busan too, have a lot of plan for this area of Western Busan, which is Gangsogu and Saha. In Saha, it consists a lot more of just destroying and rebuilding because of the prime location, but there's already a lot of space taken, so just boop, boop, you know. And in Gangsogu, it's literally just building whole new city, like Myeongji, for example, this place. And it's very easy to see because, like, I think not even 5 years ago, it was not even really a thing, which is quite a lot of building that is happening there. One of the main reasons for the redevelopment of Saha is also just to be able to host a much more bigger and diverse population that will most likely try to establish itself there, since it's not too far, and it's also just a, you know, as I said many times, just a strategic place between the west and the rest of the city, because everything has to go through there. It doesn't matter what, it will have to go through there. So next, we're gonna stroll around Nakdong River. This is where Saha edges with the Nakdong River. And again, since it's such a beautiful road, you can see a lot of local going there, either running, walking, fishing. I don't know if it's legal, but there is people doing that. You know what? I'll do it. See, it already looks good. I knew I was right. I mean, of course. Of course I am. That's nice. Per Busan, Metropolitan City official website. Amison Observatory, overlooking the Nakdong estuary, is the best spot from which to view the heaven-blessed landscape of Sandbar Islands, flock of migratory bird taking to the air, and the beauty of the setting sun. The observatory exhibit explain all about topography and geological feature of the Nakdong estuary in a way that is fun and easy to understand for all of us smooth brains. If you try to get there from Nakdong River, it's pretty easy to spot. First, when you're close to Dadedong, you will see the signs and everything, but also there's a lot of high-rise apartment there, and once you see a lot of stairs, it's there. If you're into climbing that, then I think the view is quite worth it. And also after that, you can go through Dadedong and then go to the beach this way. Since you were a flower, yeah, you would be ready. Next up, Tadipo Beach and the surrounding area. Following Dadepo Beach is the Molunde Cliff, where the Nagdong River ends. And apparently, from what I've read, if you look at it from a certain angle, it looks like a flying swan. Anyway, alright, so today we talked about Gamchon Culture Village, Ulsukdo Island, Nakdong River, Amisan Observatory, the Dade area, and Dadepo and all the surrounding thing, and Morunde, and just Saha in general. So, now, now I feel would be just a good time to close things out and just reflect on everything that has been said and that we've seen today. So first, I would like to say just I genuinely loved going through there, and every time I have to go through there, for example, just meeting people or just for work or just traveling and visiting stuff like I did today, there's something special that I really feel close to my heart somehow in Saha, which is you can feel the history there because not only the population is quite old generally, but also just like buildings in general. But you can also feel that things are changing because there are also newer areas, like I mentioned, and area that are just getting rid of the old and get everything for the new, which is kind of what the present point of what I'm trying to say is right now. But I feel like in the upcoming few years, it will be quite different because it is a changing time. It is a lot of development that is going on there, and as things go on, you know, there will be less old people. I, you get it. And as things get newer, better, more younger people will go there. And I feel like for the next generations, the opinion I would assume would probably change. But for that, I cannot say for certain because we can only see with time. As for me, this guy, for the next videos that I would like to do, kind of similar format, I would say, except I've very much learned from what I did wrong and what I want to do better too, which is both the same thing. Point is, I know what I need to work on, and just to make it a better viewing experience too, like less of this me filming myself post filming, and more just like on site doing it. It's just I felt awkward because it was my first time ever doing it, but also I didn't do I didn't do my homework properly, so that's a thing. But yeah, I'm satisfied for what it is for now, and hopefully it will get better, and hopefully you guys, people, enjoy it more because that's the point. Also, I want you to have a good experience, just so I do too. I mean, I have a good experience anyway, but it's fun to share. So that's about it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and say I love you to your mom if possible, hopefully, and or if you feel like you should. And yeah, have a nice day, have a good one, and don't do crimes.